Hello. For £20 I can show you some things. £30 I can show you many things. For £50 I can show you everything.
Tell me why I'm here first.
Because you want to know things. Thank you.
That's a snow globe.
It's a crystal ball. I see movies.
Yes.
I see reviews.
Yes.
I see you.
Me? Am I making them?
Yes, you are making them.
Are they any good?
Yes, they are good.
Thank you.
Wait! First I must give you this.
I'll never forget you. So even though Tasha's never even seen the movie, she's going to give you some behind the scenes or trivia, as we're going to call it. So over to you.
Paul Rubin, Pee-wee and Tim Burton attended Cal Arts at the same time but never met.
And apparently, because Cal Arts was such an expensive school, Tim managed to get a scholarship to it, so nice work.
Tim's most fun days was at the Alamo because of the improvisation from the tour guide.
Yes, and if anyone knows the scene from the tour guide, it was long, so good for her for improvising all of that.
The reviews unfortunately were really bad and the worst mentioned that everything was fine except the direction.
Don't listen to reviews, Tim, you're fine.
Yeah,
In fact, don't listen to any reviews, they spoil it.
except for Batman and Robin, you can listen to that one all you like.
And of course listen to our review.
Yeah.
Because we're good.
A deleted scene of the chase around the Warner Brothers studios involved the 1960s Batman series.
With Adam West, but who knew that Tim was going to direct the big Batman movie? So let's not waste any time and let's start with Tim Burton's first full-length feature, Pee-wee's Big Adventure, which is now considered a great classic among family films. And yeah, I don't really blame people for thinking it's a classic. It's absolutely wonderful. And this is coming from someone who, like, I didn't know anything about Pee Wee Herman at all, probably because it was before my time and because I lived in England, so, you know. But at the same time, like, obviously I had to watch this movie because, you know, I was like, oh, his first movie, I really want to see it. And, yeah, I was, you know, for a first movie, and considering how young he was back then, you know, I'm very impressed, and obviously it's led him to so many other movies that are just fantastic, and this was just a great start. Even though I will say, like, I remember, like, reading Burton on Burton, which is a huge recommendation for fans. He says here, so he's talking about, like, what was it, like, what the critics said. It was like a box office success, so it did really well at the box office. And he said, the reviews on Pee-wee's Big Adventure were really bad. I remember one review, and I'll never forget this, which said, everything is great. The costumes are brilliant, the photography is great, the script is fabulous, the actors are great. The only thing that's terrible is the direction. Well, try directing your first full-length picture, matey. So, okay, so, yeah, I was very shocked when I read that passage, but whatever. Because personally, I think he did a fantastic job. I think maybe because Pee Wee Herman always, I don't know, but like, I think what I loved about it is the fact that the film, you know, it said Pee-wee's Big Adventure, and that's what it is. It's a big adventure. It kept going and going and going. It kept building and building and building, and it was just so exciting. And I remember the first time I saw this, it was pretty late at night, for some reason. I don't know why, but blah, blah, blah. But yeah, I was just like, no, I don't want to go to sleep. It just keeps getting better. And the final chase scene around Warner Bros. Studios, I'm always laughing. I'm laughing all the way through. Yeah, it is so funny. And I think. And, the characters are all interesting. I love all the characters. There's a wide variety of characters, much like, other films lots of other films that Tim has done. So, I'm trying to think of ones like Ed Wood, Mars Attacks, Alice in Wonderland, Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, Dark Shadows, Frankenweenie, a lot of his movies. They have just great cast of characters and, great actors to do them as well, and so, and it just kept building and building. It was very imaginative, and I don't know if Pee-wee's house looked the same way as the TV show. Probably not, because I think the TV show was on a it was on a live in front of a live audience, I think. But it was, it was very, very inventive, and you keep laughing at all of it, and just very simple things that, just made it so exciting. And I think what makes it a classic, and this is a great thing about Tim's family films, shall we say, is that both of them have, his family films are, they're both enjoyable for children and adults. I usually say, I don't find them childish, but at the same time I don't find them too adult so that children can't watch it, I think it's there for both of them, which is, I find that, a lot of people sort of thinking that well, this is a character that's pretty much a child stuck in a man's body, but we still enjoy it. It's kind of like, when I was watching the film, it was kind of like the American version of Mr. Bean, because that's pretty much what the character here is. Rowan Atkinson plays Mr. Bean. Obviously, it's mostly through silent. He is pretty much a child stuck in a man's body. That's pretty much like that. So, and I enjoy those characters because in some cases, you sort of laugh at them. Sometimes you feel for them because it's kind of like, well, they just don't know any better, It's it's funny. So it's kind of like that. But at the same time, and usually when you go from TV to film, sometimes the transition kind of goes a bit bad. But, for this one, it's like I said, it's a big adventure. It is a big adventure. It kept building and building and building. And, exciting locations across America. Great use of stop motion animation. Obviously the Large March scene, a lot of people never forget, probably because of how creepy it is, but the first time I saw it, I was laughing on the floor. It's like one of those things where you're so shocked, you're just like, wait, what was that? And I rewinded it a couple times, and I was like, it's just like, okay. So that was pretty funny. And then, there was other stop motion, like the dinosaur attacking the dream sequences were very Beetlejuice, I always find, but obviously Beetlejuice came right after, and it's a fun ride. It's a fun, big adventure, and I love the fact that, you meet all the characters at the end, and, it's sort of, I love that, spoilers here, they sort of make a movie, Warner Brothers makes a movie about Pee-wee's Adventure, and they kind of do it like a James Bond style kind of thing, and it's really funny. It's so entertaining. So I think for a first movie, well done, Tim. And this was only the starting point of a great career. And it also showed your love of stop motion. It showed your art style as well, and so Pee-wee's Big Adventure is a classic, and I'm really glad, and it still holds up even today. And and if you're wanting a fun family picture that can both please children and adults, this is definitely one to pick up. And I hope you enjoy it, and I always have fun watching it. No matter how many times I see it, I always laugh at it. So yeah. So we'll now head on to the next review. Bye everyone!